Hey, welcome. My name is Jamie.
And I'm Myron.
And we work at Eastern Florida State College within the Student Recruitment Department, primarily with you high school seniors to help you transition from high school to college.
You might have seen us in your classrooms. We go to lots of different events around the county. We do different classroom presentations. We're pretty much here to help you all transition from high school seniors to first-time and college students.
Awesome. So let's get started. What are we here today to talk about? Go Hire, Get Accepted.
All right. So what is the Go Hire, Get Accepted? The Go Hire, Get Accepted was pretty much created to help graduating high school seniors make a decision about attending college. This is also to help them make a transition, make it smooth into that college system.
And we have taken this initiative even further by bringing the college to you. We are bringing experts from our admissions department, experts from our financial aid department, so you can complete the EFSE application and FAFSA all at your high school.
All right, so what to expect? What are we going to be doing at the Go Hire? First off, EFSE application assistance. We're going to have actually a team there with us that will walk us through you guys doing the application.
Yep, we'll also have financial aid assistance as well, and we'll go a little bit more into detail about what all that entails. We'll also have scholarship information and opportunities.
All right, and we also take payments for the application there as well. There's a couple different ways that we can do that. We'll go over that with you also.
And of course, no event is complete without a raffle.
Free stuff.
Obviously. And then UCF Direct Connect will be there. So if you're interested in transferring on to UCF after you finish your degree with us, then you can speak with them.
And we also have tons of information about different programs and degrees that we offer as well.
Yeah.
All right, so the Eastern Florida application. That's one of the first things that we'll be doing. A couple things that we want you to be aware of, different things that you need to bring. First and foremost, your social security number. You're going to need that for the application as well as the FAFSA. And we also would like for you to have a valid photo ID. It can be a driver's license or an ID card. And then the application fee payment, which we'll go over.
Yep, the application fee is a one-time fee. It is $30. But once you pay that fee, you will never have to pay it again. So that's pretty awesome. There's a few ways you can pay for this. You can bring cash or check to the event. And that's pretty unique because you have to come to the college campus to pay. But for this specific event, you can pay at the event. And then you can also pay online with a credit or debit card. You have 30 days to do so if you don't pay that day of the event. So be sure to write down your login information because you can go back in and pay. Also, if you've ever taken a dual enrollment course, you do not need to do the EFSE application again, and you do not have to pay the application fee.
And also, if you're on free or reduced lunch, we'll waive the fee for you at this event only. So make sure you are qualified with your counselors. They'll be there as well. So we'll take care of that for you if you do fall into that.
Awesome. So FAFSA, what is FAFSA?
The FAFSA is the free application for federal student aid.
Federal student aid is a part of the U.S. Department of Education, which is the largest provider of student financial aid in the nation. That's where I got my student loans.
Mine too.
So why do we need to why fill out the FAFSA?
You're going to have to fill out the FAFSA if you want to be considered for the different aids that are out there, like scholarships, grants, work study, loans. All of those are things that you have to do in order. You have to do the FAFSA to qualify for those different things.
To see if you qualify. Yep. And even if you don't think you have a financial need or you don't have that financial need, we still encourage you to fill out the FAFSA. One, you just never know. And like Myron said, sometimes the scholarships require you to complete that as well. And just real quick, grants, of course, is money that you don't have to pay back. Work study, that's a job on campus that you could qualify for.
And they work with your actual student schedule too. They make sure that you're not overbooked and you're able to still make a little money on the side. And it goes directly to you.
So you're a student first. And then, of course, loans, you have to pay those back. But so what to bring? What do you need to bring with you to finish your FAFSA? For the 2018-19 academic year, so that means starting in the fall of 2018, you need to bring your 2016 tax returns. So that's prior. Your parents' tax returns too.
Yep. And you're also, like we said earlier, you're going to need to know your social security number, parents and students. That's very important. Also, the email.
Yep. And the last thing that you need to do to finish your FAFSA is you as a student need your own individual email address that you have access to, and your parent will also need their own email address. This is to create your FSA ID. This is your login so you can get started on the FAFSA. And why two different accounts?
Because say, what if mom or dad wants to go back to school? They have to have their own FSA ID, so we do need 2 different emails.
So make it easier on yourself before attending Go High or Get Accepted. Make sure that you know your passwords to your email, you know how to get logged in, and you have all that information. So day of the event. This is the fun stuff.
Part. It's our favorite part.
So first thing when you get there, you'll have to check in. If you have already RSVP'd to this event, then congrats. You are going straight to the VIP check-in line. You get to skip the regular line. We'll have your name on a list.
No waiting.
No waiting. You can just go right on in and get started.
And if you haven't RSVP'd, we will be floating around. You can look for Jamie or myself. We'll have iPads. We'll have you sign in that way. You can sign in with your phone. We'll also have the form there for you if you need it. So there's different ways that we'll do the check-in if you weren't able to RSVP.
And one thing we forgot to mention too, real quick, if you guys have any questions throughout this presentation, feel free to ask them on YouTube. We will have time to answer those questions at the end. I know it's a lot of information at once, so be sure to enter your questions and we'll get them answered.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
So after the check-in process, you'll go into one of the labs. We have 2 different labs, one for applications and one for FAFSA. There is where our experts will be. So if you have any questions, raise your hand. They'll get around. They'll help you get everything set up. Yep. Then we also have some resources there available as well.
Yeah, like UCF Direct Connect. We'll have an advisor from them as well. So if you have any questions about some of their programs. But while we're in those labs, we do have some resources that we would like to point out. We created these cheat sheets, and they're going to be specific for each school. There's different questions on the app that sometimes we're not so familiar with, like what is your high school code? So on these cheat sheets, we'll go into detail about what that is. You can always refer back to that. There's a side for the application, and then if you flip it over, there's a side for the FAFSA where we'll have some questions and answers for the FAFSA as well.
So you don't have to wait for someone to tell you, go ahead and get started. These cheat sheets, that's your guide. You can get started. Then also we have the FAFSA worksheets. Maybe you've already gotten one of these prior to the event. This is basically going to tell you all the questions that they're going to ask on the FAFSA application. Doing this is like giving you the answers to the test. Yeah. You know what you're supposed to answer. Completing this hard copy of the worksheet does not mean that you completed the FAFSA.
It's only online. The FAFSA is completed online.
We just wanted to give you this as an extra tool so you know what to expect when you complete the FAFSA. Also, real quick, after you complete your application, after you do your FAFSA, maybe you visit UCF, you go pick up scholarship information from our table, you're going to get raffle tickets along the way, and we'll have a big raffle drum there where you can drop your raffle tickets, because at the end of the event, we are going to raffle off a spirit basket with a lot of fun swag items. So be sure...
We got some pretty good stuff in there, too.
Yeah, we do. We always have some good stuff.
Yeah, we do.
Also, so you're going to get all your raffle tickets, you're going to drop them off, then you're going to go to the checkout table. This is important. We say this is important, but everything's important. This is the most important
part, I would say, though, because this is where we're actually going to check to make sure if you needed to do something, whether it's a FAFSA, an app, if you weren't able to speak to an advisor at UCF, then this is where we will actually catch that.
We want to make sure that you take care of everything that you need to get taken care of. So we're going to give you these. Oh, whoops, sorry about that.
Be sure.
All right, that's what happens when you go live, right? So this checkout. So we're going to give you this checkout slip right here. Very simple. You just put your name on it and let us know what you did today, and we'll let you know if there's anything else that you needed to do. And this is your token. You turn this back into us, and you'll get a free T-shirt. So T-shirts for everyone. We love T-shirts. We love free stuff. So that is that. And what's next?
All right. So also another thing, your email. That's probably your most important line of communication from the school. A lot of times students say, what do I do next? I did my FAFSA, I did my app, I don't know where to go next. Check your Titan email, because that's our line of communication. You'll also be able to, if you receive any information from FAFSA regarding verifications or need to submit certain documents, it's going to be sent to your email first. So after that, I would also say residency.
Right. So these are kind of your next steps as far as once the Go High or Get Accepted is over.
What do I do next?
What next? There are still some things that you need to do to follow through. So that's why it's important to check your Titan email to see what notifications you have. Completing the Florida residency, what is that? meaning that you're a Florida resident. That's going to save you a significant amount of money for your tuition because you'll get the in-state tuition rate. But you have to complete the form to get that.
Yeah, and everyone defaults as an out-of-state resident, dual enrollment students included, so this is something that all students have to do.
Right. You'll also need to complete an assessment test, whether this is your SAT, ACT, or if you're not taking either of those things, we have the college placement test, which we call the PERT test. You can take that for free right here on campus, our EFSC campuses.
Yep. You're also going to want to do an orientation. Orientation is very important because that's a lot of times what lets students know what to expect with the college before they actually register for their classes. It'll talk a little bit about each campus, different things about the college that's unique. That might be a little different from high school. So orientation is another thing that you have to do before you register.
Also, submitting your high school transcripts. These must be official copies. So what does that mean?
That means it's sealed in the original envelope that the high school puts it in and sends it to us. Or either if you want to bring it in yourself, just make sure you leave it sealed in that original envelope. And secondly, what makes it official is that it has your official graduation date on there.
And then last, after all of that, then you get to meet with your advisor to select your classes to register. Yep. So what we're going to show you next is a dashboard image of your My EFSC account. So once you have your student number, you can log in, and this is what it will look like. It's actually my account. So there is the My GPS. You think of these as kind of like apps that are up there in the corner. The My GPS tool, when you click on that, that's going to launch a new window, and you're going to be able to see your graduation plan and who your assigned advisor is. And the reason why that's important is because that's who you're going to want to make an appointment with.
And if you click on it, it'll even open up the email, and you can write them directly from My GPS.
Yeah, so it's super helpful if you just get into the habit of logging into your My EFSC, and it will become more familiar each time you do it, and you know where to look for things.
And this is also where you find the message center. Like we said earlier, the email is one way of communication, but the message center is also very important because it shows every single hold that you might have, whether it's financial aid, admissions, or registration based. It's going to have exactly what you need to do before you can register for your classes. So
and I have some,
definitely check that.
I have some notifications there, so I should probably go
you might
take
got
care of that.
something going on there.
All right, so those are all the next steps. So we've been doing this event for several years, and there's a lot of questions that we get every year. So we kind of just want to go through those, frequently asked questions, and then whatever questions that you guys have, we will, start to answer. So.
All right, so one of the ones that we always get is, what if my parents can't make it? That's fine. It's okay. You are able to come on your own. You can completely fill out the application, and you can even start the FAFSA. You can't complete it without mom or dad or guardian, but you can do the student portion, which is just as important. And once you get home, then they can go on and finish their part.
So you've taken a dual enrollment class before. Do you need to attend? Yes, we definitely encourage you to attend for a few reasons. You can complete your FAFSA, and we're also going to provide you with next steps to continue your education at Eastern Florida. And we kind of went over those next steps already, but we know it's a lot of information, so we want to make sure that we give you a hard copy of the checklist so you know exactly what you need to do, and you can cross those things out once you've been doing them. And then also you can learn about the scholarship opportunities and how to find some of those Eastern Florida scholarships.
And you see, have Direct Connect advisor, so if that's also in your future, you already have your first chance to talk to an advisor about their programs and what you need to do with them. All right, so what if I don't have the $30 application fee on the day of the event? That is also okay. We want you to pay that, especially within a 30-day time period, because your app will be purged if not. But if not, we want you to make sure that you log in and you write down that login ID and that password so you can refer back to it. You can always log back into that and pay for it online, or if you need to, you can come in and pay cash or check at one of our campuses at the cashier's office.
And what if you already completed the FAFSA? Congrats, you are so ready, already ahead of the game. That's great. You can still attend, knock out your EFSC application again, that scholarship information, earn some raffle tickets.
And why not have a financial aid specialist check it out while we're there with
Yeah,
them?
you can always log in to make sure that you submitted everything correctly, and
you're good to go.
Good to go. All right, so any other questions? I'm not seeing anything here. Maybe let a few minutes for it to go through.
I'm a little excited about this T-shirt. You know, we're going to be giving out a lot of these at this event. I feel like it.
Oh, there's going to be green and blue everywhere.
Everywhere.
Okay.
Raffle tickets.
So that's the fun part about going live. So let's see a few other questions that might have come up. What if you want to take classes over the summer? Because you're technically, you know, you're still finishing your courses.
A lot of times our summer term starts right after they graduate. So that is a good question. What you would want to do is you want to make sure you go see your counselor. They have this form that is called a graduation pending notification form. They'll sign that, and what that does is it pretty much lets us know on the college side that you are on track to graduate even before it's posted on your transcript. That way we can go ahead and have you come in. You still follow the steps, your regular admission steps that we went over, but it will allow you to register in the summer term. So that is an option for our early registered students that want to go ahead and get a head start.
Right. Some other questions. How long does it take for the FAFSA or the EFSC application to process?
Well, I feel like that one's different though, right? For each student, depending on the FAFSA, depending on what they were requiring.
Yes.
Yeah, the app, that's a little bit more clear cut. I would say that one's, what, 5 to 7 business days?
The Eastern Florida State College application, usually takes anywhere from, like you said, 3 to 7 business days. Reminder, we're only open Monday through Thursday, so when you think about business days, we are off on Fridays, so we have that time off.
And that's mailed and emailed to you. So your acceptance letter, and this is what you get after you've submitted and paid for your application. Your acceptance letter is usually sent to you, like Jamie said, 3 to 7 business days, and it's going to be received via mail and email. So once again, that's why we say check that email. And
it's also going to probably tell you that you're a non-Florida resident. So that's when you know that you need to go into the admissions department and complete your Florida residency. I think we have some other questions that are getting passed to us if you want to.
All right, let's go ahead. All right, so how long after the event? That's the one that we just answered. When is the residency due? That's a very good one. The residency affidavit is due on the fee due date, which is usually a couple weeks before classes start. So you can register without having residency completed, but you do not want to have that affidavit incomplete when the fee due date comes.
A good place to look when you're on our homepage, easternflorida.edu, there is a blue button that says register. And when you click on that button, there's all sorts of dates and deadlines on there. It'll let you know when the terms are for summer, for fall,
the mini-mesters,
right?
Even the days that we're not here, like holidays, the exam schedule, everything is on that
So
tab.
that's a good place to go view. So,
all right. So how long? All right. So how long is it to get the FAFSA? How long does that usually take? That one is going to be a little different for each student, like we said earlier, depending on if you're selected for verification, which is pretty much just them checking you or auditing you as a student. I would say check your message center and check your emails, because that's where your first line of communication is going to come from. It's going to be there. They're going to let you know if you need anything from them. If not, if you're ready to go, they will also let you know upon registration. So I would say check your emails and check your message center for the FAFSA. But for the app, 5 to 7 business days.
Awesome. So, if there are any more questions, we'll be sure to answer them. Also, we're going to provide you, I think there's a few more questions, Myron, if you want to go.
All right.
Let's see. How do you sign up for Go Higher? That is a great question. We're going to have the website on our contact page, so you can go to the website and there's a link to where you can register. We highly recommend that you register because you'll have an option to get text reminders. You'll also get some email reminders and important communications from us. We promise we won't spam you. We just want to make sure that you're going to the right place.
At the right time.
Let's see.
I'm out of town on my day for Ogali. Is there a makeup day or something? All right, so we won't have a makeup day at the school, but our office is always open. We're Monday through Thursday. We're here till 7. If you ever need to come in and receive help with an application, this isn't something that you can only do at this event. We're just trying to facilitate it on your campus to make it a little easier for you, but you can come in to one of our campuses and we will help you.
You can email us. There's also a button on our website, request more information. So that's another way for you to contact us, and we will, provide you all the resources that you need to make sure that you can get applied.
Okay, we got another one here from Amanda. Can I meet with an advisor even if I haven't applied? You can meet with an advisor. They can talk to you about the programs a little bit. Keep in mind they won't be able to help you register until you apply, but they can talk to you about different programs, length, cost, different things like that.
Those are great questions.
Yeah, good questions. Keep them coming.
Any other?
All right. Someone says, I love EFFC shirts. We do too.
Yeah. We wear them all the time.
Yeah, we have them. All right. So let's see here.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we'll monitor this to see if any more questions come in, but we also want to let you know that aside from Go Hire Get Accepted, we have so many fun events coming up. So we are hosting several open houses this spring. There's our website you can see here. Once it flips, you'll get it. There it is. Yep. So our open houses, we have ones that are college-wide. We have ones that are program-specific. So if you see anything on here that interests you, definitely go sign up. The link is right there. We also, we're always adding more information and things and more events. So that website is really your best tool to find out what's going on campus.
And you can always RSVP at that link below as well.
Cool. And then, again, these are the ways that you can contact us by phone or email. It's recruiting@easternflorida.edu. And then also our website for Go Hire Get Accepted. And it should come up just
1 second.
In a second. We'll have this also at the end of the presentation there, so you can go ahead and screenshot it or do whatever you need to do, write it down.
So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. We're always here, willing and ready to help you guys. We love it, honestly. So feel free to use the contact information there. Be on the lookout for any other events that we have upcoming, maybe some more videos on the way.
Yeah, that'd be fun. All right, well, if you guys have any other questions, you know how to reach us, and we will see you soon on your campus.
Peace.